The European Union is an international political and economic organization consisting of 27 countries. How many times have you heard this definition, and what does it mean? Imagine a Europe where member states work together to grow, improve, and smooth out differences between the various territories. This is the world of cohesion policies, where unity is strength. Cohesion policies aim to promote balanced development among the territories. Look how vast Europe is. Such an extensive territory presents naturally various types of differences. Consider, for example, how many languages, landscapes, cultures and histories you can find within it. There are also inequalities of an economic and social nature. That is, there are more developed territories with greater wealth and where the quality of life is higher, and others that are less developed. This applies to all of Europe, but even just looking at Italy, you will surely think of some differences between the various regions. This is where cohesion policies come into play. Introduced in the 1980s to reduce economic and social disparities and to promote harmonious development, these policies derive their foundation and legitimacy from Article 119 of the Italian Constitution, which aims to remove economic and social imbalances, and from Article 174 of the Treaty on the Functioning of the European Union, which requires special measures to promote harmonious development. Cohesion policies have a clear and explicit intentionality to reduce territorial disparities and ensure that all people have the same opportunities for growth and development, regardless of where they live. For this reason, the European Union classifies regions based on their level of economic development into less developed regions, transition regions, and more developed regions. These are policies that do not focus on a single sector but work across various areas such as education, the environment, transport, and technological innovation. This cross-sectoral approach helps achieve harmonious progress by bringing together the aspects that make up our societies. For this reason, 11 cohesion themes have been classified that, if you look closely, cover a large part of human activity domains. Environment, administrative capacity, enterprises' competitiveness, culture and tourism, energy, social inclusion and health, education and training, networks and digital services, research and innovation, employment and labor, transport and mobility. Another important aspect of these policies is additionality. This means that the resources for cohesion are additional funds compared to those already allocated by individual national governments, allowing for the implementation of projects that would otherwise not be possible through additional support to the regions that need it most. What is needed to implement these policies? Of course, economic resources. Part of it comes from the European budget through the so-called structural funds, which account for about 1/3 of the entire budget. The structural funds must necessarily be accompanied by national co-financing through the so-called revolving fund. Thus, any intervention receiving European funds for cohesion is effectively also supported by resources from the individual member state. However, in Italy, starting from the end of the 1990s, to enable the more underdeveloped areas to bridge their development gaps, additional resources from the national budget are also allocated through the Fund for Development and Cohesion. Cohesion policies follow multi-annual programming cycles. Every 7 years, in fact, at the European and national level, decisions are made on how to use cohesion funds, also through negotiation tables between the European Commission and the 27 member states. Starting from strategic documents, the resources are translated into programs which can be national and thus managed by central administrations like ministries or regional at the expense of the regions. The programs outline the general objectives to be achieved, results to be obtained, and actions to be carried out. The programs consist of numerous projects that involve public and private entities operating in our territories and contributing to achieving the objectives of territorial rebalancing. Among these projects is the one you will choose with your team to carry out the research for civic monitoring of ASOC. We have seen what cohesion policies are and how they work. Now take a walk in your neighborhood and look for the signs of works financed by European, national, and regional funds. With this lens activated, you will see how cohesion policies are all around us.